Bear Creek to Dame Street is the latest album from Hudson Taylor, who joined us here in Oakland, California.
Hello, it's great to be here.
Alfie and Harry, good to
How's
meet
it
you
going?
guys.
Nice to meet you, Pete.
It is a beautiful day in Oakland.
Oh, it is.
Nothing
It
remotely
is.
close to Dame Street, I assume.
No.
What's the
now,
weather
I
like
think
in Ireland?
In Ireland right now, I think it's about, I don't know what you guys
30,
got
40
Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit,
Yeah,
something like
Oh,
that.
wow,
Yeah.
that's quite warm.
Oh, maybe not
No.
then. Yeah,
Wait.
it's 10 degrees Celsius, whatever
So
that
I thought
is.
you meant Celsius.
Yeah. Oh, you were
no,
doing the
no.
conversion for
Yeah,
us.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No,
All
it's
right.
about 10 degrees
Oh,
Celsius.
so that's quite cold.
And a bit of rain, yeah. But to be honest, we miss it. I miss it anyway at this
Yeah.
time. I can't wait for a bit of rain.
One thing that I think that people will gravitate to getting to know you guys is that, Hudson Taylor, they started out busking,
Uh-huh.
right? It's
Yeah.
the main headline,
Yes,
right? And you
yeah.
probably talked about it a million times and
Yeah.
those kind of things. But I'm interested about how you first started out and what type of songs you were playing, because now we know some of the music that you kind of grew up with and what
Yeah.
have you. Were you playing AC/DC songs? Were you playing, more traditional?
So like the first ever time we went busking was in Dublin on Grafton Street, and we were about 17 and 16 years old, and I brought out a full battery powered keyboard, sort of thing. It was really over the top thing to drag into town on the Dart, by the way, the Dublin area rapid transit.
Oh, Dublin
Yes.
area rapid transit.
Like the BART.
Yes.
So we took the Dart into Dublin and went busking, and we played I think one of the songs was the Monkees' "I'm a Believer."
We did it.
Valerie by it was like the kind of
Amy Winehouse version.
Amy
It's the
Winehouse
Zootons,
versions.
Yeah. What else? Oasis, "Don't Look Back in Anger," and a Rihanna song or something like that.
Which song would bring in the most money that you would definitely have to?
We
We
had
used-
this blues jam that we worked out that had Johnny
Loads of-
Cash in it, had Elvis songs, had some more modern, all around this 12-bar blues, and we played that for 7 or 8 minutes and swapped between songs really quickly. A bit
Another
of a
one
medley.
was "Twist and Shout" by the Beatles was a
Oh,
great
yeah.
one, because you could kind of go around the crowd, do the whole.
Wow.
Yeah, get people singing. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and all of that
Awesome.
stuff still it comes into our show. I suppose we still. That's why it's the main headline. We still kind of call ourselves buskers. What we're doing tonight, say supporting Hosier, to a crowd that don't know us before. They're very like people doing their shopping. They're not here to see. They're not here to see us.
Yeah.
They're here to see Hosier and maybe see some music along the way. And so, as long as
It is
we
a bit
always
like busking
found-
in that sense.
Yeah.
The new album, of course, a reference to recording here, not too far in Seattle,
Yeah.
Bear Creek Studios,
Yeah.
to Dame Street,
Yeah.
which we talked about in Ireland. What did you learn from the recording of your first album, Playing to Strangers, that you applied to these handful of songs? Because I know this album is a mixture of the recorded songs and live tunes.
Yeah, so the first album was recorded over a number of years, because basically when you start out and you've never recorded an album before, you have a back catalogue of stuff to go by, and you could choose your first song you ever written if it was any good. So you have a lot of time really with that first thing that you ever do, in a sense, because no one's ever heard of you before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we'd learnt so much. Like Harry said, it's our first album, first time you're doing it. You're going in totally blind. And I think that when we thought about what songs we would record and how we'd record them, we figured all sorts. What did we like about recording the first time? Oh, we liked recording live. Or what didn't we like about recording our first album? Let's avoid that and do something different this time. So I think with this whole album, we had more of a chance to prepare in the studio. And then outside of the studio, the second side of this album that we have, Bear Creek to Dame Street, that's all done live at the Olympia Theatre. And that was done, in...
As many minutes as...
right.
in
Yeah,
10, 15 minutes.
Right.
And how that happened was we were going to release an EP, and then we listened back to those tunes from our concert, and the crowd were singing so well. It sounded like a choir.
Any chance that there would be more of an electric feel to it, more AC/DC vibes in there or anything?
Maybe, who knows? Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, experimentation, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
I guess final thing, you guys obviously you're brothers, and people make a big deal about it. Oh, they must spar quite a bit,
Yeah.
or they get sick of each other. I guess what are the pros and cons that you've found as you've been touring and working together?
We just play with our strengths. I'd be good at things and Harry's good at other things. So divide the work up like that, and it saves just one person having to do the whole,
Right.
the whole thing or carry the whole thing. So that's a serious pro. And the con would be, and I say this to anyone, like imagine being in a band with your brother or sister or mum or dad and traveling with them every day of your life, waking up and seeing them, no matter who that is, you're going to have, unless you're some, I think, perfectly calm saint of a human being, you're going to have some.
So unless you're
some
Beyonce,
things.
basically, is what you're saying.
No,
Exactly.
you're in confined spaces a lot of the time.
Yeah, you're
with
not gonna not
Sure.
get on. That's just that's obvious, So we both know that. There's also other bands, Oasis, other bands that Everly Brothers with brothers in them that we can kind of look at, see what they're doing, see where they went wrong or didn't go, or went right or anything, and compare how it works. But yeah.
Well, I'm glad you guys are getting along. Glad you guys have a good harmonious relationship.
Yeah.
And really look forward to your set tonight.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Good to meet you guys.
Nice
Good
to
to meet
meet
you,
you
Pete.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Bear Creek to Dame Street, their latest album, Hudson Taylor. We're B-Sides on Air.